We got to go. They need some cheering up. Actually, we've got some bad news this week. They're going to close it down.
Oh, that is bad.
Yeah, the last one he was in. He's only been in this one about a year and a bit.
Yeah. What is it? A government place? Is it?
No, it's a lot of. There's lots of them around, but they're privately owned. But there's, I don't know, some politics involved. I don't really.
Oh, there's got to be politicians involved if they're closing. What happened to them people?
They just find somewhere else for them. That's what happened to Jock. They closed down the one at Summer Hill.
Summer Hill.
And he's a repat, so I think repat probably found him a bed in this other place. Which is
he had a friend there, didn't he, that had to go somewhere else?
One of the other people had to go to somewhere in the northern suburbs because his daughter was.
So they chopped down the money flow.
What they did, they pay him money for beds, and some other place has bought the rights to that number of beds, so they've lost the right to have the place or something.
It's all politics, you know, and all subsidies, and they stop grants or chop the grants down, and they can't work it, you know.
So whatever it is, they're going to close in about 2 months, so they've got to find a place for everyone.
And how many people are we talking about? 20 or?
I don't know exactly. There'll probably be 40 or 50 something. There's upstairs. We have
and then the people that work there, they're out of a job sort of thing.
They're out of the job as well.
Can't believe all these.
It's sort of hard to follow because the woman who was our coordinator with the volunteers, she's resigned. She finished at the end of January. She's the third one that we've had since we've been there. So there's something wrong there as well. They can't get help. They're supposed to get volunteers helping with the paperwork, and the volunteers they try, but they can't do it properly. They file things wrong.
But what cracks me with the hospital thing, we all know that there's a crisis. Look, Shorty. Oh no, everything's good. They got around the waiting list by the waiting time. They've chopped the waiting time down a bit. Still more people there. But only this week, the one at Penrith, the council is building a new hospital, a private one to work in with the other one, like St Vincent's and St Vincent's and St Vincent's and like St Vincent's and St Vincent's and like St Vincent's and St Vincent's and because they need it, because they haven't got enough hospital. Now Shorty said they might get the support from the government because it's on a separate block of land, it's not on government land. You know, all little points, you know. Dead set crisis there. Things you hear about the little kids there.
It's the right date, 7th of February 97. Still can see me come back in. Oh, there I am now with a fine in front. Trouble is now we know as photographers, I've had to use my best manners.
You want some salt and pepper on your...
Yeah, Dad said he put like no salt. Oh, do you want to get those in there? I showed those to Father Robert when he came up. Dad heard him laugh, and Dad was in the other room. Heard him laugh, and I said, oh yeah. I did it for him, you know. I didn't want to make him sneeze or anything, but I just said, oh, I must show you. Because I mentioned the fish, he said I was looking at that, you know. And I explained, you know, you'd give us that for Christmas, and then I brought those over because he was sitting in the lounge.
Yeah.
I did it for him, you know. He laughed out loud, you know.
I think, yeah, Dad told me he was in the other room and he heard him laughing. Want to see one little bit more? Remember that bit?
Hey?
Remember that bit?
Picks it up straight away. Yeah.
What's that happen? I heard this, the camera's on me.
We just put some pepper and salt on
Harry
it.
put some pepper and salt on it, on the plate.
Have to watch that pepper doesn't blow with the
You
fan
know.
too.
Lucky it's directed at you. What do they say? Smile, you're on camera.
Yeah, it's not often you get to watch yourself eating a hamburger on TV.
No. Can't you put it on pause till Dad comes in? I'm embarrassed.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? And you wonder how the hell they used to do it. You never believe that in the old days. Look, oh, I said I should be on television, you know.
I just said, can't you put it on pause until Dad comes in? I feel embarrassed eating a hamburger.
That's unbelievable. You eat another one, mate, while I'm going.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I can't talk because I might. It's online, you know. I just saw Dad walk in. 11:41.
What the time? Time's down there. 1:23.
That's right, isn't it?
Up there's how many minutes it's been running for. It's on long play too. It turns a hour and a half tape into a 3-hour tape, so you can tape for 3 hours, so long as the battery kept going. But it's got a plug that you would plug it into the wall, but I didn't bring that with me, so the battery is just running on the battery at the moment.
No, when you were standing there before, and I'm talking about the prescriptions. I thought you were looking at the tea prescriptions, you know.
No, it wasn't. No.
I had no idea.
29 and 10, 380, Jetty at 24 and 6, 490 is speed at 18 and 5.
That's all right, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 90 and 320.
Yeah, I thought you might have been having a bit of problems.
Filming the chef at work.
Yeah, I do everything unorthodox, but
250 and $1. And number 10 is a run.
this is the Irish way.
40 90 and 750. This race is a Trotters handicap 3 off the front.
Yeah, squash it.
4 and 5. They're moving in at Walker for the running of the opening event. On the other side of this
That could be
race,
cool.
we're hearing from Graham White with Navigard report for the first of the quarter. And also we'll bring you a market update from the track with Alan Cole. Will all come your way after our first racing commitment from Walker. Both efforts started at 140 today. Repeating the next racing will be first with the 9 Ruby Mahal. Get through the boat as it over this one.
It takes all right. I got a bit of egg earlier.
230, 3 racing storm.
See a bit of part there.
530. Down to number 5, Abba Ray at 770. 6 Glen Gary Girl at $8.10.
I'll let you carry on.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Weight stretching is
It's all over. It's already won the first two.
You look saying.
So you've watched that Indian in the cupboard and
Oh yes, take anything there that's. I don't know about the others. Dad's the one that knows what's been watched and that. But no, that was good.
that's like one anyone could watch that movie.
Yeah.
I think that was made by Jim Henson or something. Yeah.
But a child can watch the bit, but like the giants or anything, you know. Some people say big and some will say small.
I think that was meant to be a lesson or something.
Oh, that's good if you...
I don't know. They're the ones you've watched.
Yeah, we've seen them. They were great.
Yeah, there weren't any others, were there? Well,
Couldn't believe the way how they done that Indian in the cupboard there, really. When they handed him a little bit of stuff to put on the fire, you actually see the kid's big hand and the other bloke's little hand, and you know, when they...
oh, yeah, yeah.
No, I think the rest of them they're yours.
I never know what's there. It's just up to Dad to say what he...
But that Jackie Chan thing, you always said he'd done his own...
Wasn't much of a story to that.
Wasn't much of a story, but he does his own thing and that. And then you know how sometimes with MASH and that, or they play them a little bit of bloopers after it finishes. And with him, a couple of times he jumped down and in the movie it don't look too bad, but he hurt his ankle and next time...
Yeah, he hurt his ankle.
Oh yeah, he does his own stunts with the jumping and that. The next time you see him, yes please, where they use, going the other way. He had his leg all...
Oh,
His leg all... His leg all... He had his leg all...
oh, there's
Yeah. He had his leg all puffed up, and I know that's when somebody done something and hit him, and they're not supposed to hit, but he give him a whack, and he give a bit of a grin, but that wasn't in the original movie.
Yeah.
But no, I don't mind anything like that. It's a bit far-fetched and that, but...
I don't know what you've got over there, but is there any there that you haven't seen that you want to take?
No, I've had a look
through?
there. I've seen.
You're always bringing them up
Yeah.
here.
Gee, Terry will finish up a lot of dates if we both croak together, won't he? He won't know what the hell to do anymore.
Yeah, you got a few there.
Well, there's
Yeah.
some there that my type, that, what was the one about the nuns, the long...
The Brides of Christ,
Brides
I
of
take
Christ.
that goes for about 6 hours,
We
you
watched
know.
it, and then the next Christmas Pat came over and she was going to watch 3 or 4 episodes here. And
That was a good thing for anyone
Jane
interested in
had
that
the
sort of
rest,
thing.
but we've still got it.
And there was no commercials because it
No,
was on
it's on
2,
two.
you know, and I put it 6 hours on about 3 tapes, so I've got 1, 2, 3.
But yeah, went over the week, it's been 6 nights.
But the women, when they go, I said, there's no way on this planet they'll watch these, but they started watching the first one.
Well,
You
I
want to watch
was
the next
interested.
one?
I thought I'll
It was here for a
pat
couple of
my,
days.
just sit and watch it.
I'd never heard them so quiet for 5 or
No.
6 hours, you know.
Because you wanted to know what
Having
was
a
going to
drink,
happen.
having a few peanuts, and once they watch, you get to the end of it. One day, time you was in hospital, I taped about 27 prisoners, you know. I had prisoners 1,
Yeah, I was
2,
in
3, 4,
3 weeks.
right up to 23 or something. And then we had to sort of watch them when you come on, but just
They would have been parole by then, wouldn't they?
Well, they were only repeats anyway, but Dad cut the ads out, so they didn't
you
take
know,
that long.
but just to have them there, but like I say, with the Brides of Christ, it was just a good thing to watch because no commercials and it was just, well once they started watching, they watched the whole 6 of them, you know, oh no, we watch the next one.
Well, I'm sure that's still there. Poor Man's Orange, well, that was about the Depression years.
Yeah, Terry,
That's,
give us one of them, and that
what
was
was her
on
name?
Rick,
Myra.
Myra out
was
of
in
prison,
prison.
yeah,
She was the main one in that. She was the mother with the kids and all that sort of thing. And then, well, there was another one somewhere along the same lines, and I've got an idea. You've got that one day, like over Christmas, we had the tennis and that, and there's been a little bit of a break. Got a bit of,
Sometimes you get sick
Yeah,
of it, there's so much
but this
tennis.
is only on for 3 days, and then there's no more. Like it's only on today, Saturday, and Sunday.
Thing on 7, we've seen balls everywhere, like there was in the daytime 11 till something, and then in the night time from 8 o'clock till 11 or 12.
Oh, we couldn't watch it of a night.
Ugh.
It's too long.
I'd only pick out certain matches I'd like to watch. And
Yeah. It'll be on, but you're not necessarily watching it all the time. But you
it's
can
a
keep
bit,
tabs
well, once they
and
win the
scores,
set,
you know.
well, you know they've got to go through all the games to get another set, and it was real close, it's not too
But
bad.
I don't have a lot of other interests, and I like the tennis. And,
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, all the time. I've
Yeah.
eaten a lot of chocolate, you know.
Oh, true, but it's only on for over the Christmas period, or after Christmas really, for about 2 or 3 weeks.
I don't suppose there's much chance of Mrs. Hughes going their way tomorrow anyway.
Oh, bloody, I doubt it. They might come, well, Laurie would come in the morning to go and get shopping. I don't think she'd go. What I was thinking, if we got the flowers this afternoon and I filled in the card, I'm going to take it in this afternoon.
Well, I have thought of that. I thought, you know, I might do that. We can't get a little bunch of flowers, $5 ago, and
it might be, I couldn't get them yesterday, they would have been wilted by now, you know.
yeah, they'll keep for a day. But it'd be a good idea to give them the day before.
Just in case, or Laurie comes down. They seem a bit funny, his family. Somebody might come down. Yes, I've done that before, but I was going to...
Still pretty hot.
Yeah, well, I don't know why, if it fills up, which they do, drop it in
It
there.
doesn't see. I did that with my own one.
Yeah, but that's working, isn't it?
I've done that
It,
before.
it wasn't
No.
smelling very much, and
No,
I cleaned it
no.
up a bit, and it smelled better after that.
No, I've done that before. It's sort of set in the middle in a little blob sort of
Yeah.
thing, and you put more on it and it doesn't, but you clean it out. I've done that
Oh,
myself.
it's like a...
And then start again, and it warms up, and it just goes through a period that plugs in, you know, everything's right. I moved the bowl a bit in case there's a loose connection. And that was, you know, the next thing on the agenda was to give it a clean out.
Oh, it smells nice when you walk in the door, you know, nice,
Yeah.
fresh smell.
You can smell it when you're sitting here, you just blow to the fan and you just get that little whiff. It's not overpowering, it's just a nice, gentle, pleasant. Yeah, I went into Franklin's, but I only went in and out yesterday to try and get that no salt that I use. It's unavailable at the
Well,
moment.
they're taking it off the market or something, you know.
Yeah. See, Coles haven't had it for quite a while. I got one for
Should
Pat.
ask me, I could have got some for you.
Yeah,
Do you know where they get the no salt?
Yeah, Fleming's up at Newtown, they got it all the time.
Yeah, well, I went out Fleming's. I said No, wait a minute. Franklin's we went into.
You went into Franklin.
Yeah, I went into. And I knew where to look for it near all the salts and peppers, and I couldn't see it. I could see an empty space, so that told me. But anyway, I happened to catch one of the girls doing the
We're going to go to the trouble of getting, I know they make it up at, what did I say, Chipping Norton.
Chipping Norton.
And we're going to give them a ring at some laboratories up there. They've got that thing on the,
Laboratory.
you know, what the hell happened to it? I mean, we've all sort
But
of
this
got
has
it.
happened before. You just don't get it for a while, and then it'll come. Pat couldn't get it out there. She shops, Joan picks her up, and she doesn't pick her up, she meets her at
Well,
Miranda.
Terry could possibly get it,
Yeah, I
about
think
4
yeah.
or something.
But it's just called the no salt. I have bought the light salt, but I don't like it.
Yeah, Terry knows the no salt.
But the no salt. I can smell that already.
Oh yeah, then straight away.
Yeah. I don't know what, there must be a reason, but yeah.
Maybe there's so much liquid in there, it just
Yeah.
doesn't heat it properly.
Well, there wasn't a lot. They
Enough
kept
to
it-
get
Terry give it a wipe.
Yeah, cleaned it all out. You get all
The
the
burning
excess
stuff that
out.
mightn't be coming through the burning.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of crust on that. I couldn't get it off. You'll have
That's
to
got a nice
you'll have to
eucalyptus smell.
Yeah, that's lavender, but it smells like
Lavender.
eucalyptus.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get that at Franklin's,
Fleming's, yeah.
Fleming's.
How much was that? 3?
That's fine.
Yeah, well, the
But
other
that's
one's
a bigger
about
bottle of the
3.
other one.
I think
paid
is that-
$3.
You got one there as well? Behind the...
That's one I kept, yeah, to try and replace.
empty?
Yeah, that's lavender.
That's empty, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
brought
but that's
that.
not one of yours. That's one
No,
of Terry's.
Terry brought that.
That's empty,
Yeah,
is it?
that's empty.
And the bottles we get are much littler, so.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, Fleming's sells eucalyptus and lavender like that,
yeah.
and they're about $5. That's a
Well, is
strong
that-
French one. It's French is a good quality one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's more than.
The better lavender comes from a higher altitude, and that's French. It's grown
Oh,
at a
that's right.
higher altitude.
Some nice one.
I only kept that so I could find out where their place was. Well, it's on that one now, so
Yeah.
it's empty.
I think Tasmania grows good lavender.
Oh, do they?
Sort of higher altitude.
We haven't got a Fleming's anywhere that I can. No. I don't even
Fleming's,
think one at
yeah.
Riverwood.
No.
only Franklin's. And I knew that it was when you went in through the barriers where it used to be. I won't go down through the aisles.
You
They're too vicious.
haven't got one of those no salt empty ones. Just,
Well, that's what we're saying. We're having a look at that.
just
the
like
only
make sure I
one
got the
on-
right one.
The only one on the table has still got a little bit in it, and I threw out. I kept one in here, and it was empty, and I threw it out. Oh, 2 weeks ago, so it's gone. But it's just called no salt. But when I couldn't get it one time,
Well, that's how I got the.
Light, L-I-T-E.
That's how I got the address. Was up at Chipping North.
And the last time when I got one for Pat. They were 80 something for that size, which was a good buy because they used to be a smaller container. Oh, I can't remember.
I got one my day. It was all the same. It was light. What do you call it? Light.
Yeah, L-I-T-E, light
Yeah,
salt,
yeah,
but
but
I don't
that
like it. That's not. No.
One of them.
Light's like a mixture of salt.
Sodium.
Salt
Oh, I
and
don't know.
potassium.
Sodium is salt.
That's got a strong
Yes.
sort of
This
taste.
one's
Yeah.
this one's potassium. The other one's a mixture of
Oh,
sodium and
whatever.
potassium.
That's got no
Artificial
salt at
stuff.
all. No sodium.
I could taste it. I don't mind putting that on a bit of stuff, but one of them, like Ray used to say, if you put a little bit too much on, it makes it a bit bitter or something. You know?
Well, you've got to learn not to be. They even tell you that it's got a stronger flavour somewhere, or it used to. Not to overdo it because the flavour is stronger. You think you've got to put more on because it's no salt.
No, that don't work with some of
No.
that stuff. Yeah, that'd be good until you get anything.
That,
We
the
get
salt
sick of every
itself
shop we
helps
go in.
retain the fluid and that, you know, like
Yeah, I tried
People
Clancy's
lose
the
their
other day, and there's definitely none there. I come back with some biscuits or something, but didn't have to.
Top
but,
Clancy's,
yeah. But when you keep looking and looking and looking, and you think, oh,
but
I must be off the
apparently
mark.
for some reason this happens because I know Pat when she lived down there.
Well, that's the first time that
She
somebody's
got it
mentioned
at
it when you
Clancy's
asked at
once.
Franklin's. What they say, it's unavailable or something.
Yeah, it's unavailable. Maybe at the moment. Doesn't mean they're taking it off the market, but it's just unavailable. And Coles, I've been trying there for weeks. A month, might even go up last week.
No, I have a look every
Few
time
weeks
I go.
before
I have
that.
a look, yeah. But it's definitely not there.
Not the end of the world. I mean, if I have to, I'll go without salt, you know. Or just put the littlest
It's hard to
bit
go
in.
without salt altogether.
But it
Everything
does
tastes so
retain the
dead,
fluid.
you know.
Yeah, they say that there was on current affair or something the other week too that all the packaged foods have got lots of salt in them. Even
Yeah.
cornflakes has got more salt.
Oh,
I read
yeah.
that.
More salt
I went
than a
out
bag
and
of
got
chips
our
or something.
packet.
You
And I
can't.
was surprised.
Because
What
it
did I
makes
say
it
was?
more flavour.
Oh,
And
20 something for every gram. Or
they
something.
I'm
sell,
thinking
they
we
sell
u-
more because it's got salt.
Using the farmer's best milk with the heart on it, you know. We don't put sugar on it, we put fruit on it. And when it said about the fat, I went out and got the packet. For
You
one,
go to all the
for
trouble.
one serve, 200 or 300.
That's
Get
it.
a-
That's it.
All the
For
trouble.
one serve, 200 or 300. Sugar on it, we put fruit on it. And when it said about the fat, I went out and got the packet. For
You
one,
go to all the
for
trouble.
one serve, we don't put sugar on it, we put fruit on it. And when it said about the fat, I went out and got the packet. For
You
one,
go to all the
for
trouble.
one serve, 200 or 300.
That's
Get
it.
a
That's it.
pellet,
That's-
whatever they call them, strawberries after cold with that cake today. We've got a take for them. Get one of them, give them a good wash, chop them up. We've got rock melon there, being cheap, $1. Get
They
one of
said
them.
that's the way of getting around salt, just have fresh fruit.
Yeah, we'll chop them up, chop the squirts of passion fruit, you know, and put that in and just have the crispies of a morning and just a couple of spoonfuls of that on top. It's good for you. And then you find that there's salt in the things. You never boil over because it was only
306 milligrams per serve. Per
See, you don't know
30
how much
gram
that's like.
serve. And I things, don't I? When I pick something up and I have a look to see what the fat and the sugar.
But you never think to look for the salt in
I
anything.
never looked for salt because I didn't think there'd be salt.
They make a
in
big
corn.
fuss of the fat. There's only 1% fat.
Yeah.
But they don't say anything about salt.
No. So it makes it very difficult when you're trying to do the right
Sodium
thing.
there, 306 milligrams per
The
serving.
one that's 1/3, not a packet.
But it's a weak.
They highlight the fat and the sugar. And
It's a weak government department. Last night we're watching about the Made in Australia. Everyone likes to do the right thing, buy Australian, keep Australians in jobs. Even the labels Made in Australia was made in China or something, and they've got to the stage now, and they know for a fact they're taking the label off
China
and then
label off.
and putting the Made in Australia one there and then charging $10 more. The lady said you could tell we're looking at the stitching. What does a weak Consumers Affairs or something do? Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely
And that's
nothing.
slave labour in China, you know. They're forced to work in appalling conditions a lot of the time. You say, I wouldn't buy that, you know, like I'd feel guilty. And you think you're
They're trying
like
to do the
Australia
right thing,
creating a job
It's
here.
got Made in Australia and they lift the thing up and the lady said, there it is, made in China.
Yeah, they've forgotten to tear them and cut the other one off.
And like I was saying, with the 2000 thing up, all those shirts and things that they're going to sell up there, if someone was to do anything to, you know, copy them or duplicate them or something, they'd want to put them in jail, you know, that's something
Well,
to do with the
there
Olympics.
were some that beat the gun in some of the market things. And
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
raided the places or
they
something.
raided and confiscated them. Not a
What do
fine.
they call it? Pirates or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Pirate things like they
Pirate.
do with the video things and that.
yeah, I can't stand people that pirate those videos. Copy them.
Well, that's only for our own use, you know.
Yeah.
You're not really, anyway, I suppose most of the videos come from overseas.
There's nothing,
anyway, in the first
when
place.
there's nothing wrong by just
No,
taping something, but
that's
it's only
only for
when you
personal
put
use.
one onto another tape thing, we'd never do
Yeah.
that because I don't know how to do it.
They couldn't do it
But
anyway.
that's,
I think if you charge money for it,
yeah,
that's...
I think that's
Yeah.
when there's money involved. that
You
they-
bring, or you invite people in to see it and charge them
Yeah.
to watch it, you know. Or you're in a hall or something. That's what's your pitch for. I've heard somebody ring a radio station in times gone by and say they want to hear a certain song for a special anniversary or something or other, you know. And you know what, around back one time you're going to play it because I'd like to tape it, you know, for, say it was something when we were married and I wanted to listen and play it. Well, no, you can't tape it, you know. That's illegal. But if you accidentally happen to put the wireless on it about someone say you'll hear it, you'll enjoy it. In other words, that's better.
There's no
No,
one-
you're not supposed to take TVs with a video. You know, it's copyright breach when you
Yeah,
take
well,
TV shows.
When you hire one, they've got all that garbage in front of
You're
them.
not supposed to take them on the TV like the TV channels and that when they play. You're not supposed to take
You're
them.
not supposed to take that.
Well, how come they sell all the videos, the blank videos?
Well, you're supposed to be able to. You can buy a video, but you're probably not allowed to tape anything.
That is the law.
They were, no,
It's like the CB radios in the 70s. You could buy them and install them, but you weren't allowed to use them.
That's silly.
Yeah, but they can never police anything like that,
Of course
but
not. It's only if you're going to make money out of it. By
yeah,
leasing
but
it or...
I think what Joey's saying now, I think he's going to be joking. You're allowed to take different shows, aren't you?
Well, I don't think you're
There's no
supposed